4 tips to make your memorial, holiday barbecue, or gathering healthy. We can't always control the dinner menu, especially when we're a guest, but we can control what we serve when we're entertaining, and we can also control what we offer to bring to the party. Now, make sure you grab my guide for recipes, a grocery shopping list, and more over at lowertoxiclife.com. I'm Jackie Elmer. Tip number 1, skip highly processed hot dogs. Hot dogs are a type of processed meat, a category of foods that are known carcinogens according to the American Cancer Society. So one of the healthier alternatives are Sabret skinless hot dogs. The main ingredients, beef, water, and salt. And then as you'll see, it contains less than 2% of the following ingredients. And I'm not a complete fan of these, but these are certainly better than, for instance, Oscar Mayer or some of the primary type of hot dogs that we see out there. I'm not a favor of any type of flavoring, hickory smoke flavor. Those are typically red flags. And as you know, I like to adhere to the 80-20 rule, which means that 80% of the time I'm going to do the best that I can. 20% of the time, I'm going to throw caution to the wind to some extent. It does state that it's gluten-free on the packaging, so that's a good thing to note for those of you who struggle with gluten sensitivities or celiac disease. Now, a second hot dog choice would be Hebrew National Beef Dogs. It's kosher beef and water, and then again, it contains 2% or less of salt, spice, we don't know what that is, distilled vinegar powder, paprika, cultured celery powder. I don't know what cultured celery powder is, garlic powder, cherry powder, sea salt, and then the bad boy natural flavorings. Now, another alternative in this case, if you're a guest, you can bring your own chicken breast or some other meat alternative if you prefer. And most of the time this goes over well. Make sure that you have a good conversation with the host. I just typically explain that I have some food sensitivities, allergies, or that I'm doing a diet detox currently and really paying attention to what goes into my body and weighing in on eating intuitively and how I feel. And quite frankly, that is never not the truth because I'm always testing body hacking and biohacking my own body. Now, tip number 2, skip the bread or the bun. Buns very often and breads contain highly processed ingredients, high fructose corn syrup, and a lot of things that we don't want to get into. You can bring lettuce for lettuce wraps or an alternative such as the Siete brand of almond flour tortillas. There are also cauliflower wraps out there, a number of different things that you can choose. Just be sure to read the label carefully and try to stick to my rule of 5 ingredients or less, and make sure that it's ingredients that you know, that you can pronounce, and that you could purchase in the store if you wanted to make it yourself. And don't forget, over at lowertoxiclife.com, I have my label reading guide and my grocery guide that you can access to make it simple for you when you go to the grocery store. All right, tip number 3, bring or serve a side dish or side dishes that are nutritious and that you can and will eat plenty of if you need to because you want to skip the other foods. Green salads, grilled vegetables, those are always good, safe alternatives, and they can be very filling if you make them that way for yourself. Now, before I get to tip number 4, are you subscribed to the channel like all the cool people? Hit the button to subscribe, and then I invite you to leave any tips of food items that you like to bring or serve for your holiday barbecues and gatherings. Tip number 4, skip dessert or bring something healthy. You'll find some great chocolate and other options on my blog, such as healthy dark chocolate turtles. You can go to recipes.lowertoxiclife.com and access the recipes there. Now, a bonus tip, eat before you go and choose to spend more time enjoying the people and the conversations that you're having and take the emphasis off of food. Now, watch the video coming up on food labels and how to read them. I'm Jackie Elmer, lowertoxiclife.com.